On today's live daily news, two crashes were reported today, one involving one car while the other involved four. The San Angelo police warns about a Facebook post that you probably saw, and an attack with a crowbar lands a San Angelo man on the indictment report. Plus, Tom Green County Judge Lane Carter joins the show to talk about his first week in office. All this plus more. I'm Matt Trammell, and this is Live. Before we get to the news, every weekday, thousands of folks just like you watch the live daily TV news show that is streamed on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and SanAngeloLive.com. Businesses can connect with this large audience by placing a scripted ad at the beginning of each day's broadcast, just like what you are watching right now. As with all of our clients, we will work with you on setting clear objectives and ways to deliver your message to meet them. Interested in advertising right here? Contact Joe Hyde at San Angelo Live at joe@sanangelolive.com or call us at 325-340-1238. You are watching me deliver a scripted ad that could have your message instead of ours. Call Joe 325-340-1238 or email him at joe@sanangelolive.com. If your business needs to become famous with this type of ad, call him. We start the show today with some breaking news. A man from a town outside of McAllen was killed in a car crash in the Concho Valley on Tuesday night. According to the Texas Department of Public Safety, at around 9 o'clock on Tuesday night, DPS troopers were dispatched to I-10 about 3 miles from Ozona for the report of a major crash. From the investigation, it was revealed that a 2005 Chevrolet Uplander traveled to the left of the roadway into the median. The driver overcorrected and traveled back across the road, up the exit ramp, and through a bar ditch and into a road cut. 44-year-old Erasmo Garcia Cienga was pronounced, Sullivan City was pronounced dead at the scene. The posted speed limit where the crash occurred is 80 miles an hour, and Garcia was not wearing his seatbelt. Another crash that occurred recently happened today on Sherwood Way. At around noon, 3 large pickup trucks crashed into each other between the Walmart and the H-E-B on the 5500 block of Sherwood Way. According to our reporters on scene, it appeared that a Ram 2500 rear-ended a Dodge Durango and a chain of reactions of sort occurred. 4 cars were ultimately involved, with those in the middle taking the brunt of the force. The ambulance was called to the scene, but it is unknown whether anyone was transported to the hospital. This crash locked up traffic for about an hour. And if you were startled by the post on your community Facebook group yesterday about the missing kid, don't worry, it was likely a hoax. San Angelo police are urging social media users to beware of online scammers after a post claiming a child had gone missing in San Angelo turned out to be a hoax. The photo on your screen was told to community Facebook pages for Braden Johnson, an autistic child that had run away with the family dog, Hank. Well, the child, however, did not run away, but in fact wasn't even real. Richard Espinosa with the SAPD confirmed with us that the post was fake and that no missing child report had been filed under that name. Scammers are all around the web, so remember these do's and don'ts when it comes to social media. Do be wary of individuals you meet through social media sites, especially if they promise romance before you've met in person. Do create a unique username and password for each app and website you can use to help protect against unauthorized access accounts across multiple accounts. Don't click on suspicious links, even in posts from people that you know their account may have been hacked. And don't send money to someone you have only met online. If you receive requests from a friend or a family member for money, always contact them using a different method to make sure their profile was not hacked. Today, a San Angelo man has been indicted on aggravated assault with a deadly weapons charges after allegedly attacking a man with a crowbar. According to court documents, on August 14th, police were called to the 700 block of East 14th Street after the victim was woken up by his son, claiming that someone was banging on the front door. When the victim went outside to investigate, he saw a man getting into a dark-colored Chevy pickup. The victim attempted to stop the man and was hit with a crowbar about 3 times. The victim was shown a photographic lineup and identified David Flores as the man who assaulted him. The victim required 8 staples near the top of his head due to the assault, and Flores was arrested on August 16th and was released the next day on a $40,000 bond, but he has recently since been indicted. And finally, the weather for the rest of this week sure won't feel like it's wintertime, but that wind sure does have everyone sneezing. For the next 7 days, expect that wind to continue. The worst of it will be here until Friday, but by Saturday, things should clear up. Highs for the week will be in the high 60s, and lows shouldn't hit the freezing mark, with the lowest temperatures coming on Saturday with a low of just 39. The Central Bobcats had a tough matchup last night on the hardwood. For the full rundown on the action, here is Ryan Chadwick.
Thanks, Matt. The Central Bobcats hosted the Lubbock Trinity Christian Lions at Central High School on Tuesday night. Trinity Christian is one of the top-ranked private schools in Texas, and they proved that last night. The Cats kept the game close until the third quarter when the Lions' offense exploded with 4 made three-point shots in a row. The Bobcats lost 65-51 and fell to 17-4 in the season. The loss also snapped a 4-game winning streak for the Bobcats. Christian English led the Bobcats with 13 points. Central returns to action on Saturday, January 7th against China Spring in San Angelo at 6 p.m. The Lakeview Chiefs played Midland Greenwood in Midland on Tuesday evening. The Chiefs continue to schedule quality opponents as they make their way towards district. Clutch three-point shooting for Greenwood down the Chiefs 54-30. Tony Cabrera led Lakeview with 12 points. The Chiefs traveled to Delano to take on the Yellow Jackets on Friday at 7:30 p.m. The Maidens played in Abilene against Abilene Cooper. Lakeview fell 81-22. The Maidens play a district game at home against the Snyder Tigers on Friday at 6:15. Be sure to tune in on Friday at 4 to our first Cover One Hoop Show. We will feature an interview with Bobcats head coach CJ Villegas, analyze the Tuesday games, and preview all the games in the San Angelo area for this weekend.
San Angelo, are you ready? First Tamale Fest coming to San Angelo, Texas, brought to you by Up Positive Promotions, B&W Trailer, and Bricks Winery. We're going to have events for kids, free giveaways. There's going to be Dia de los Reyes, celebrating all the kids and giving free toys. Craft vendors, food vendors, $2 donation for adults, 11 and under getting free. We'll see you there at the Pop Art Museum on 2 week, January the 7th at 10 a.m.
And welcome back to the show. I'm Yantis Green, and joining me today is brand new sworn-in Tom Green County Judge Lane Carter. Lane, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Glad you're here.
Absolutely.
You hit the ground running, sworn in Sunday, and had your first meeting Tuesday
morning.
How'd that go?
It was great. It really helped that being the chair of the executive committee for the Concho Valley Council of Governments, the agendas were very similar.
Okay.
So I spent the afternoon on Monday. Offices were closed, so I spent it by myself going up there and just kind of preparing for it. Okay. It's been about a year since I've been into conducting a meeting like that, so it was fun.
Well, good.
Brought me back to the
back in action.
Back in action.
Well, one of the things that fascinated me was, unlike a school board meeting, and I've served on both school board and the commission, when you go through an action item that requires the judge's signature or the commissioner's signature, you're actually signing those documents. So it's not just a meeting where decisions are made. You're also officially signing documents during the whole process.
Exactly. It's right there in front of you. They have the binder agenda items tabbed per number, and that corresponding, let's say, line item transfer or the treasurer's claim report. It's there for you to sign right there, so you pass it down and everybody's signing.
And a lot of people don't know what the county commissioner's court does or what the county judge does, but you wear 2 hats. One of them is as a judge, and the other is as the CEO sort of the county, as an administrator.
Right.
And that commissioner's court is the administrative court overseeing the county
The business of the county, day-to-day business.
And speaking of that, one of the things that you guys did was talked about courtroom space.
Yes.
And Judge Weatherby was there.
He was.
Updating on, and the courtrooms the courthouse is under construction and remediation right now.
Right.
Where's that stand?
We're supposed to be done in about 2 weeks to have the second floor up and running.
Okay.
Hopefully it goes without a hitch, because we really need that space, because the Supreme Court just sent down a ruling saying that the judges have to conduct their meeting. They can conduct it by Zoom still, just in the place of their business,
Okay.
instead of at an office facility or at home. Given that our courthouse is under renovation, we are tied with space.
Right.
We had pre-trials that had to be canceled. So Judge Weatherby came to us asking for alternative rooms that we had to okay, so one of them being the SUG room at the library, a couple of the government facilities that are owned by the county and some by the city.
Yeah. And we have 4 district judges or 4 district courts, and
Right.
they all have a criminal docket and a civil docket. And the letter that I saw said that for 2 of those district courts, they had to cancel the criminal pretrial
Right.
hearings, and that was like 200 that they put off until next month.
Yes.
Because they don't have a courtroom space.
Right. So we're hoping that the contractors will get in there and finish. Monday, after being sworn in, Judge Dusek and I met up at the courthouse, and she showed me what status it was in at the moment. The day of swearing in, we didn't get too much of time to look at everything. Judge Goodwin and I had a couple weeks ago as well to see what progress it was. He showed me basement to 3rd floor.
Okay.
And what everything looked at, and it's making progress slowly but surely, but we are in a time crunch. We need to get that up and running for our district judges and get back to business.
And that's the existing courthouse, but we also know that with the, as long as bad guys are doing bad things, there's a load of casework out there that's not going away.
Right.
So one of the things that you and the court will have to do, that Judge Floyd was talking about, is looking at extra court space.
Right.
So, but that's a long-term thing.
It's a long-term thing. I was just looking at that booklet that they provided from the master plan on my desk just right before I came up here to see exactly what we can do, how fast we can move. There is some money set aside just after budget session, a little bit here and there has helped to hopefully get it started. There is no time frame for that right now, but it's something that we are going to tackle very soon in the future.
And one of the things that we learned through the primary process, through the election process, was that county judges spend approximately 40% of their time operating as a judge.
Yes.
And of course, you don't have a degree in law; that's not required. But have you done anything judgy yet?
Just on the computer so far. Nothing in the courtroom. My first specialty court will be held the Monday. Next week I have training in College Station, so the following Monday I'll have specialty court. There were some things in queue on the computer, on the software that needed to be signed and pushed through to the next step.
Okay.
I got that finalized today and sent to where it can be reviewed.
All right.
But nothing yet.
Nothing
on a day-to-day yet.
All right.
But I'm looking forward to that, actually.
And the Texas legislature is very important to you guys, and they meet next week.
I do.
And as I understand it, one of the things that the state's looking at, they've got a pretty big surplus, and they're going to talk about property tax and property tax reform, which is how the counties are funded.
Right up our alley.
So is there anything to share? Do you know what they're looking at? Any ballpark?
I don't know details yet.
Okay.
I'll know very shortly once they start passing out those bills, and I have some time to look in detail of what each legislature is wanting to try to pass.
Yeah.
And a good thing is we have some good contacts at the Capitol that if it's going to negatively impact us, we can contact to let them know, hey, think otherwise, please.
Yeah.
This is how it's going to affect Tom Green County and all of your other counties.
And property tax law and property tax revenue is school district driven in
Right.
Texas, and so schools and then cities and counties sort of are secondary in the thinking process when the legislature meets.
Yeah.
So you got to have a pretty loud voice down there.
You do. And our tax bill the county tax bill is usually one of the smaller
Right.
ones out of the three entities that you see on your tax bill. We run very lean.
The county does. Yeah.
I'm proud to show our citizens this is how your tax dollars are being to work, and the staff that we have at the county. Nate Southern and I went and toured a few of the facilities yesterday under the operations, and they're lean. They're spot on with their budget. Our auditor makes sure of that too. He's spot on and makes sure and we are doing everything to a T, and very transparent on how we spend their taxpayers' money.
All right. Just a couple other things. The North Branch Library seems like there was some changes there. It's going under renovation right now.
Also is, yes.
And let's see, the library, and I guess that was the only thing I could think of right now. But
Yeah, North Branch Library, that's going to be a nice facility after it's finished.
and it's been a long time coming.
It
It's
has.
been out there for a long time, and it's a
has.
small place, and the library system is well used.
It is.
And the citizens of Tom Green County love that library.
Yes.
They love the library system, and it provides such a great service. What else? What's keeping you up at night?
Well, right now I'm just, getting my feet wet. What's the next step? What do I need to do? It's a lot of getting acquainted with the details of it.
Right.
I knew there was going to be details running into it that you don't know, that you won't find out until you're in office.
Yeah, and
as every office is.
And that there's no way for you to know until you get
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's 30 departments and 700 or 800 employees,
Right.
and they all are dedicated. They have a job to do, and they have an agenda, and they're all
Right.
they're all looking at you.
They're
right
all
now.
looking. Nothing's to answer that question. Nothing's really keeping me up at night yet. Nothing.
Okay.
Because I can go to bed knowing that Tom Green County has the staff that is A++.
Fantastic.
I don't know how else to say that. We know how to manage a business.
Yes, yes, they do.
And looking forward to the future of the business of the county.
Well, best of luck. We're here if you ever need us.
Appreciate you. Thank
All
you.
right. We'll be right back.
So we were on vacation, family vacation, having a good time, and we get the call.
I mean, it was a river. It was a river in our house. That's the big thing is we kept wondering how bad.
Cool.
It was
Oh, I knew that.
devastating. I was like numb. It's like, how are we going to handle all this? What are we going to do?
And that's it for news, weather, and sports here at San Angelo Live. Be sure and check us out on Facebook and YouTube and all of those social media apps. And don't forget to download that app on your phone, the San Angelo Live app. That's the quickest way to get news. Thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.